Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wood Shop. I've been thinking lately about starting this new video series about tips and tricks, little things that I've learned from experience in the wood shop, sharing those. Maybe they'll help somebody else too. Now this first tip, well maybe the only tip, I'm not sure quite yet if I'll continue the series or not. We'll see how it goes. But this tip is about dust collection with a Shop Vac. For those of you out there who use Shop Vacs for your dust collection, this might come in handy. Now there's many types of vacuums on the market. The one that we use happens to be a 10-gallon, 4.5 horsepower Shop Vac brand. I learned this lesson the hard way because I ruined one of these already, and I learned there's just a little bit of maintenance you can do to keep these things running longer. Now we use our Shop Vac in conjunction with a homemade dust separator that we made in another video. Make sure you check that out, it'll come in really handy. Now the thing I've learned about these Shop Vacs, they do not like to run for long periods of time, especially if you're planing wood. That can destroy a Shop Vac really quick. Now the way these Shop Vacs are made, they have a really nice packed sealed bearing on the bottom side of the motor where the impeller is. That thing will run and you'll never have to worry about it. Now the weak point is the bearing on the top side of the motor, which is actually not a bearing at all. It's just a bushing that the shaft sits in. Now that thing can overheat, it will seize up. It puts all the torque from the motor on your solid parts that hold it all together. They break into pieces and your motor is destroyed. I've learned this the hard way. The part that goes across the top of the motor is just cast aluminum and it breaks really easily. Now my tip is how to stop this all from happening, and it's really simple. 3-in-1 oil, which is harder to find nowadays than it used to be, but it works really good. You can apply the 3-in-1 oil to this bushing. Really simply, you just got to remove 2 screws. I'll set this in the floor and I'll show you how it's done. Now in the handle of your Shop Vac, you'll see 2 torque screws, one on each side. That's all you have to remove to get this off. They're T25 screws. So we'll take our little driver here. Now when you get the screws loose, the handle pulls off, and that's what holds the top on as well. Now what we're looking at here is the top side of the motor, and this is that cast aluminum piece that I was talking about that breaks really easy. It goes from one side of the motor to the other. There's screws going down on both sides, and that bushing is right in the center underneath this little piece of plastic. And you don't have to remove this plastic to get some oil in there. Trust me, you don't want to try it. You have to take the whole thing apart, and it's not worth it. Now the first thing we need to do is clean up all of this dust that collects up in here. You don't want to put oil in there with all that dust. It'll soak it up and it won't get to your bushing. What I normally do is plug in the Shop Vac and turn it on and try to suck all of this out of here. Alright, that's a little bit cleaner, not real good, but it helped a little. Anyway, you can see this piece of plastic that's going across the top here. The bushing is right under that. Now you can kind of bend this over and get to it. I don't know if it would actually hurt anything just to clip this off or not. I don't really see any purpose in this little cross piece of plastic here, but I don't know, they wouldn't put it on there, I guess, if it didn't have a purpose. So what you do is you can take one hand and bend this out of the way and use your other hand to apply the oil to the bushing. It's right here in the center, and that's the shaft. If you can see the top of the shaft there, I don't know if you can see that or not. But we'll go ahead. Here's our 3-in-1 oil. It really just depends on how often, how much you use your Shop Vac, how much you'll need to oil it. I usually don't wait until it starts making any kind of noise or anything. I'll just go ahead ever so often and put some oil in there when I think it needs it. After I do this, I'll go ahead and start it up and let it run for just a few seconds. Kind of get that all good and lubricated. Sounded good spinning down, didn't hear no problems, and I think we're good here. Well, that's about all there is to it. Follow this little trick and you'll be able to keep your Shop Vac running a lot longer. Trust me, I learned it the hard way. Now, I have tried several different types of lubricants for this. The best I've found is the 3-in-1 original, the red and black can. Don't get the PTFE with the Teflon in it. It don't last no time. 3-in-1 original, remember that. You can use it for all kinds of stuff. Now, you'll be able to tell by the sound this thing makes when it's spinning down after you turn it off. If you hear that growling sound when you shut off your motor, you know you better get some oil on there before you turn it on again. Now, this little trick will work for you on the Shop Vac brand shop vacuums. I don't know if it works with all horsepower ranges or not. I'm pretty sure it will. As long as the top comes off with those 2 screws, you should be fine there. As far as other brands of shop vacuums, I have no idea where their bearings or bushings are located. I've never played around with any other brand besides Shop Vac brand. But if you use this type, trust me, this will work. Now, I do recommend that you use a dust separator if you're going to be using a Shop Vac for dust collection. Make sure you check out our video on how to build your very own dust separator out of a couple of 5-gallon buckets and some other parts. I think you'll find it very helpful. And I hope you found this video very helpful. Maybe I'll continue this series. Don't forget to please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that thumbs up. You can also find us on Facebook at Wood Songs by Russell. And find us on our website at woodsongsbyrussell.com. Until next time, happy woodworking.